Hello YouTube, this is Darian Gonzalez here, and today I found some valuable information on the internet recently. Mainly about a new Sonic game, but all of the news is rumored, so yeah, this may be true or false, but if it's false, I'll just take down this video and you guys won't see it, so that way, yeah. But if this news turns out to be true, you should subscribe to me now so that way you can get more information about this game if it's official. But for now, I'm going to give you the information as of now, even though it's all considered a rumor. So I hope you guys enjoy this news before Tails falls off my shoulder. Really? So now let's get on with the news then. Alright, now let's talk about the new information that I found about this rumored game. But remember guys, the following information comes from sources close to Sega, so there is a slight possibility that maybe this is true, but it's still considered a rumor, so yeah, you guys get the idea. As you guys know, February 2nd is what Sega likes to call Hedgehog Day, where Sega teased something new about a Sonic game that will be coming out during the year. So there might be a chance that we might find a teaser for this new Sonic game by February 2nd, which I hope there is, because I don't want to turn out as a liar. But like I said, this information is rumored, so it may be true, may be false, so yeah, you know. But all I know right now is that there will be official info that could be released during mid-February, so maybe the information I'm about to tell you will be confirmed, even if there's some stuff that are different by what I'm telling you right now. But this video, what you're getting is what we know as of now, so information might change once this game is officially confirmed, if it's true. So yeah, all we know as of now for what platforms this game will be in. The platforms will be available on the Nintendo Wii U, the Sony PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, Nintendo 3DS, the PlayStation Vita, and PC and next-gen consoles. So maybe at E3, if we see an Xbox 720 or a PlayStation 4, maybe we can expect to see that Sonic game to show up on those consoles as well, but I don't have high hopes for the next generation consoles. I'm sticking with my 360 and my Vita. So right now, for the 3DS version, all we know right now is that it's gonna be Sonic Ridge Stealth. So yes, the 3DS version will be completely different than the console versions, but depending on who you are, this may be a good thing or a bad thing. A good thing is at least we get a different version of the game to play, but a bad thing is Sega keeps practicing this with their Sonic games now. Like if you guys remember, Sonic Colors is kind of understandable since it's on the DS, but Sonic Generations on the 3DS. The 3DS version, it did look like you could still port the console version of Sonic Generations, but with downgraded graphics, and keep all the levels from the 3DS and just make them exclusive to the 3DS. But that's what I suggest. But having this new Sonic game to have a different version for the 3DS, I just don't believe why Sega doesn't understand how much the 3DS can handle. But I could understand they want to treat it as maybe as a handheld system mainly, but there is no excuse to what I'm about to say next, that the Vita version will be identical to the console versions, but with the exception of downgraded graphics. So even though the Vita is a handheld system, it'll still be the same game as the PlayStation 3, except with the obvious downgraded graphics. So I don't know why this is an excuse to have the 3DS version be a different version. Either it's system limitations or it's just a design choice. We don't really know what goes behind all these meetings and talks about when they plan new games, so who knows. This new game, if you guys are familiar with the Unleashed, daytime stages, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations' gameplay. This game's gameplay will be very familiar as it'll have the same gameplay style as those 3 games. So it is nice, but Sega should change it up a little bit. They should change their game. Like, boosting is nice and all, but I think we've seen it too much. Like with Generations, especially on the PC community, all these mods. So I don't think there's a point to seeing the this new game have the boosting system. But like I said, we don't know. So yeah, but with the levels, multiple routes will return. From, if you guys remember from Sonic Generations, the stages did have some multiple routes, but it looks like in this game the multiple routes would be major, because each route could lead to different exits, which I will continue to talk about in a bit. But multiple routes to reach to a different goal, that seems quite interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Shadow the Hedgehog, but it seems like this won't be mission based, so at least that would be a good thing. But because the routes lead you to different exits, there'll possibly be a branching stage progression. So that means, say you're on the first stage, you go to exit A, you go to this stage, but when you play the first stage again, you go to exit B, you go to a different stage, exit C, vice versa. But you always end up at the same final stage. So either way, that the end stage would always be the same no matter what, which is really nice, because in Shadow the Hedgehog you got so many different final stages. I think it's just too much. So at least this is a good approach to the stage progression. At least you always end up at the same final stage. But that makes me wonder, how are they gonna work out the second and third to last stages if you always end up to the last stage? Seems interesting. As of right now, what we know from the developers, excluding the boss battles, they are considering at least 20 stages. Yeah, I said it right, 20 stages. So, especially with these multiple routes and multiple exits, 20 stages is a good amount. But we just gotta see if it works or not, because, you know, although this is a good idea and a good concept, the execution is what matters the most. It doesn't matter if it looks so good on paper, execution always matters, and it's always a top priority. This game would have multiple playable characters besides Sonic, but when you start up the game, you're always gonna start up as Sonic, but the other characters will be unlocked by complete stages. The only good thing is we don't get any new characters, so we won't get any new BS storylines or backstories. We just get the same old characters that we all know and love, only existing Sonic characters. But right now, we also know that every character will play differently, so at least you don't almost have a Sonic clone. But I think right now will be a good time for me to discuss what I think about every other character should play. First, I'll start with Sonic. Sonic, he should pretty much play the same way as he did in Generations, the boost, quick step, sliding, homing attack. He should play the exact same way. I don't see him getting any major changes unless he gets a new ability. I don't know. But I think Sonic should have no change at all, unless they're gonna fix something. Which, I don't see any problem with him now, but you know how companies are, how developers are. Another character which is a must to see should be Tails and Knuckles. First, I'll start with Tails. Tails, he'll most likely be way different than Sonic. Like, he should play almost like how he did in the first adventure game. He should be able to fly. He should be able to run at the same speed as Sonic. But I think if you guys remember his tail attack from Adventure, I think Sega should bring back that move for Tails, because that's the best way, that's a good way to defeat enemies or the badniks on the ground. I don't know about flying though, if Tails will be able to fly, but this is just what I think about what the characters should play like. And hopefully if we see Knuckles, at least we probably won't get any exploration type levels. But I think Knuckles should play a little bit similar to how he did in the adventure games. He should still be able to fly. He should have his combat, his punches, and he should be able to dig and find some special bonuses if players are curious. And yes, he should be able to climb walls too, but I know all of Tails' and Knuckles' abilities are pretty much obvious, but I just want to restate them for the purposes of explaining how they should play. It would be nice to see not only just these three characters, but other characters, although they might play similarly to the existing three. Like, if they bring Shadow, he should probably play a little bit the same as Sonic, but a little different, so it'd be kind of interesting to see how they would work that out if Shadow will be playable. But all I can see now, I can only see him as a Sonic clone, but with maybe a different ability or two. That's all I can see now. And they should also bring Blaze, so that way she could at least be playable again in a 3D game, because we all know how Sonic 06 was like. Blaze would probably be played like Sonic also, but with her fire abilities being a replacement, so it would also be interesting to see how she would play out. As for Silver, if Sega were to bring Silver in this, oh man, they're gonna have to fix a lot of problems that he had in Sonic 06. Even though he has a psychokinesis, it might be a really good gameplay style, but as I said earlier, the execution matters the most. So we don't know yet. This game has been in the works since before Generations. So even before Generations was in development, I assume. They've been working on this game for a long time, so maybe during Unleashed, I'm not sure yet, but the source says it's been in the works before Generations, so this may not be 100% accurate, but this is all I got right now, so I apologize, but this is the information that I found. Well, as I said earlier, this is all rumors, so we don't know if this is true or not, but if it is true, I'll be making more videos about this game once new information comes out, as I said earlier. So make sure you subscribe. So, okay, what is Sonic doing in my head? Just look at his face. So yeah, I guess I'll end this video now. So this is Darian Gonzalez, and I'll see you guys in another video. Later.